In December 2019, there was a cluster of pneumonia cases in China. Investigations found that it was caused by a previously unknown virus, now named the 2019 novel coronavirus. In this video, we'll take a quick look at what's currently known about the virus. Keep in mind that this is a new virus, and what's known about the virus now might change in the future. Coronaviruses are a large group of viruses. They consist of a core of genetic material surrounded by an envelope with protein spikes. This gives it the appearance of a crown. Crown in Latin is called corona, and that's how these viruses get their name. There are different types of coronaviruses that cause a number of human diseases, such as respiratory and sometimes gastrointestinal disease. The respiratory disease can range from the common cold to pneumonia, and in most people the symptoms tend to be mild. However, there are some types of coronaviruses that can cause severe disease. These include the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus in China in 2003 and the Middle East respiratory syndrome coronavirus that was first identified in Saudi Arabia in 2012. The 2019 novel coronavirus was first identified in China. It initially occurred in a group of people with pneumonia who'd been associated with a seafood market in the city of Wuhan. The disease has since spread from those who were sick to others, including family members and healthcare staff. There are hundreds of cases at present, and the disease has spread within China and also to a number of other countries. So, where did the virus come from? It's known that coronaviruses circulate in a range of animals. Sometimes these viruses can make the jump from animals to humans. This is called a spillover and could be due to a range of factors such as mutations in the virus or increased contact between humans and animals. For example, MERS-CoV is known to be transmitted from camels and SARS-CoV from civet cats. The animal reservoir of the 2019 novel coronavirus is not known yet. How is it transmitted? The exact dynamics of how the virus is transmitted is yet to be determined. In general, respiratory viruses are usually transmitted through droplets created when an infected person coughs or sneezes, or through something that has been contaminated with the virus. So, how does the disease present? Well, from what is known so far, there can be a number of symptoms ranging from mild to severe. There can be fever and respiratory symptoms such as cough and shortness of breath. In more severe cases, there's been pneumonia, kidney failure, and death. The mortality rate is not known yet. How can we tell whether someone is infected? The infection can be diagnosed by a test called PCR, or polymerase chain reaction. This test identifies the virus based on its genetic fingerprint. There's currently no specific medication for the virus, and treatment is supportive care. There's currently no vaccine to protect against the virus. How do we prevent transmission of the virus? This new virus currently has a limited geographic spread. However, there are a number of standard hygiene practices that have been recommended to protect against infection and further spread. These include washing hands regularly, covering your mouth and nose after coughing or sneezing, avoiding close contact with those who are unwell, the appropriate use of masks and personal protective equipment, especially in a healthcare setting. Actions that can be taken to prevent infection from an animal source include avoiding unnecessary contact with animals, washing hands after contact with animals or animal products, and ensuring that animal products are cooked thoroughly before they're consumed. That's a quick look at this emerging infectious disease. Given that this outbreak is evolving rapidly, what's known about this virus can change. Please check the websites below for the most up-to-date information.
A deadly new virus which has killed 25 people in China could have spread to humans from bat soup, it's been claimed. Bat soup is reported to be an unusual but popular dish, particularly in Wuhan, where the virus is understood to have originated at an open-air fish market. The outbreak of coronavirus began in the city of Wuhan, which has since been put in lockdown after more than 600 people were infected globally. Recently, photos of Wuhan locals eating bat soup have surfaced, causing some to believe that this was the cause of the new coronavirus outbreak. Bats, like many wild animals, could potentially host bacteria and viruses. In addition, the virus was first detected in a food market in Wuhan. Experts published a paper to the China Science Bulletin that suggested bats could host the virus. However, this was all still under speculation. It's not clear yet how the virus was spread to humans, but scientists believes there was an unknown intermediate. This caused some to speculate that the bat soup might have been the missing link. Footage of Wuhan resident eating bad soup went viral on social media earlier this week. In the video, you could see a girl eating a black bat with a pair of chopsticks. As per the article, scientists released a statement released to the South China Morning Post that said, the Wuhan coronavirus natural host could be bats, but between bats and humans, there may be an unknown intermediate. The virus outbreak in China had caused the government to order Wuhan to shut down all outbound public transportation in Wuhan. In addition, residents were urged not to leave the city unless absolutely necessary. There have been a total of 555 confirmed cases worldwide since the outbreak began mid-December of last year. However, the World Health Organization had yet to declare the virus as a public health emergency of international concern. This could merit a coordinated global response to containing the virus. What we know so far. 1. Experts have warned the virus could be as deadly as the post-World War I Spanish flu, which killed millions. 2. The virus has spread to Thailand, Taiwan, Japan, Philippines and the US. 3. UK experts have said they believe the virus could already be in the UK. 4. Latest analysis by snakes than humans. 5. Wuhan in lockdown for a month as public transport and people told to avoid crowd. Scientific backing. A new study published in the China Science Bulletin earlier this week claimed that the new coronavirus shared a strain of virus found in bats. Previous deadly outbreaks of SARS and Ebola were also believed to have originated in the flying mammal. Experts had thought the new virus wasn't capable of causing an epidemic as serious as those outbreaks because its genes were different. But this research appeared to prove otherwise while scientists scrabbled to produce a vaccine, something that could take at least a year. The new study was carried out jointly by the Chinese Academy of Sciences, the People's Liberation Army and Institut Pasteur of Shanghai. It revealed that the virus has a strong binding affinity to a human protein called ACE2. The researchers said that this binding protein had a high resemblance to that of SARS. They also traced the evolution of the new strain of coronavirus in a government database and found that on the evolutionary tree, it belonged to beta coronavirus. The two shared about 70 to 80% of genes, less than the similarity between pigs and humans. Their findings suggest that the danger posed by the new strain of coronavirus, named 2019 nCoV, may have been underestimated in the research community. In 2003, bats were confirmed to be the source of the SARS virus. The Chinese government urged citizens to stop eating bats and wild animals, but it seems the practice has still been going on until now. It was also reported that each time a seller travels to a remote area to catch bats, they would catch at least 500 bats to make up 2 portions. This is because bats have very little meat in them. Some rich people have even purchased 2,000 bats to eat, which brings light on how easily the coronavirus was able to spread among humans. As of now, China has confirmed 571 cases of the virus and 17 deaths. We really hope scientists and experts will find a way to stop this virus from spreading further. The new coronavirus could have originated from snakes, one of the wild animals being sold in the Wuhan market. This is because researchers found that the protein codes in the virus are similar to that of snakes. According to CNA, snakes often hunt bats in the wild, which could be the reason snakes are now infected with the virus. The new coronavirus from Wuhan, China has been traced and is said to have originated from a market illegally selling wildlife, according to Reuters. The Director General of China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention said that the new virus is almost 70% similar to the SARS virus, which originated from bats. Therefore, scientists have speculated that bats could also be the source of the new coronavirus, which can transmit from animals to humans. This is of course just speculation, as many scientists have different theories on how the coronavirus came about. Experts have suggested that bats could host the virus after photos of Wuhan residents eating bat soup emerged online. Although it is uncertain how the virus has spread between humans and bats, they do, however, believe that there may be an unknown intermediate. This is where bat soup comes into play, as the Chinese delicacy in the Wuhan province is widely consumed by residents. Be safe. Stay vigilant.
Guys, an Indian research team found four inserts that are HIV from the HIV amino acids, four inserts in the coronavirus, which could make it the reasoning for being it a bioweapon and the reason that they're using HIV medicine for treating coronavirus patients would make sense. So basically, what I advise you to do is go now on Twitter, and on Twitter put in coronavirus and then HIV. So if you have never heard about this, put in coronavirus and then HIV in Twitter, and you will find the research link from the Indian team showing four inserts that are in the HIV amino acids being placed in the coronavirus. So there was a PhD student, he was a PhD candidate working in that area, and he said that is not true because those are not unique to HIV. They're also found in bad coronavirus. And what we need now is basically that research team from India, which was several people that worked on that, to be confirmed by another laboratory and by another research team. And they ran the coronavirus against a huge database of other viruses, and so they found very unique similarities between the HIV amino acids and being inserted, parts of them being inserted into the coronavirus. Now, I'm not a molecular biologist, so you basically have to check out the link yourself, and somebody has to confirm that that actually is really true what they were posting. Maybe the Indian people thought that it's unique, maybe it's not, but it seems like how would those tiny HIV amino acid bits get into coronavirus in bats? And that would be, a strange explanation. So we need an expert basically to cross-check that. I have the PDF. We have also translation from one of my subscribers on the German channel. We also have a translation now in German. And if you click on Twitter coronavirus and then in space HIV, it won't take you long before you come to the PDF. Now, if you want the PDF of the research paper, then just let me know if in the comment section, and I'll upload it somewhere and then give it to you. But you will find it through Twitter as well. So I wanted to let you guys know that that is the current state. Then we have in west of Munich in Germany, we have another case. So we have 8 cases in Bavaria right now, which is very high. So basically, one person from China infected 7 other people in Bavaria. They're all connected to the same company. One of those people is a child of one of the people that worked at the company. We have an incubation time of around 3 to 5 days until mild symptoms start to appear with the German patients and with a Vietnamese patient who also developed symptoms within 3 to 5 days. He spent 3 days with his father in a hotel room, and the Germans spent some time with two Germans spent some time with a Chinese woman in a workshop, and then those other guys infected more people in the company. So this thing is basically spreading super fast, which makes sense if you hear now the current factor of spreading, which is 4. So one person spreads it to 4.1, 4.08. That's the current number roughly. And if the HIV inserts are found to be cross-checked by another um, team, then it would be basically meant that it's likely a bioweapon, which was developed by the Chinese, and it was kept hidden and dark because we know that the Chinese lied to us about many things about the numbers, including they lied to us about the incubation time, because we're seeing now from other places, we see different incubation times until symptoms, but we really don't yet know. None of the 4 patients that are in the hospital in Munich are negative so far, so we have to wait a little bit. I've heard of some patients being released because they tested negative, so that's good. And I wonder what the long-term effect of the coronavirus is. So if you really want to dig yourself into it, go onto Twitter and put in coronavirus space HIV, and you get to the PDF. It's fairly complicated if you're not molecular biologist. Germany's place one now in Europe. Yes, that's correct. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I just wanted to let you know because that's super important news, and I'll put that on my other channels also tomorrow. So see you then.